I'm going to text Sean right now, who's sitting in a airport in Germany, and tell her that we are on the air right now. And thank you very much, Laurie, for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the album that you guys are releasing this Friday over at Vamped. Vampires in the Desert. Whose brainchild is the project in the album?
Jim and I are going to pass this one back and forth. It's a very organic album because I got in the band by actually subbing on a gig that it wasn't my gig. The guy couldn't do the gig and hired me. I went in, I had met Al before, Jimmy was there, and Coos was there, and we played, and the band had a sound. Then we all vibed on each other, and Jimmy had wrote a song. He asked me to come play on it, then Coos played on it, then Al played on it, and then that became...
It's all right.
It's all right, and then that became an album.
Yeah.
And Jimmy is responsible for the album, and here's where I'll pass it off to you, Jim. Talk about the album.
Yeah, it was...
like Mr. In Charge tonight.
Hey,
yeah,
man, I'm focused.
He's focused. Yeah, no, it's just like, it just... I can't stop writing original material. I've been writing for a long time, and it just needed to happen. So, I talked to Al. I said, "Hey, let's do an original," and so we wrote it, and and then one turned into 13.
It was awesome. And then as we were going on with it, like I don't know, I can't say any band because I only know my own experience, but
which is pretty much every band that's gigging. My God, how many bands do you need to know before you live up to your huge rock star moniker?
I actually just like bologna sandwiches. So if you want to give me money, I want to take it from you, or earn it from you. Put it that way. But yeah, the band became organic. We made the album, and then we're off doing this. And like anything that. In this situation is what do you do after you record it? Well, let's go see if we can play it live. And as we started listening to the record, as it kept going more, I was like, we're going to need more players. So we're going to need another guitar player. We're going to need a background vocalist.
More cowbell.
Exactly.
Yes.
Way more cowbell.
Yes.
Because if you've heard the record, there's some high stuff on there. And if you know me, I don't do high.
Really? Because I would have sworn different.
Whoa! Hey,
there it is.
Hey, man, it's legal in Nevada.
Yes, it is.
The Hellenbacks in studio with me. So are you, Doc, the only one in the band, or I guess both of you are in other projects, or are all the band members in other projects as well?
Everybody in the band is a hooker.
Yeah.
We're up for hire. We are from Vegas, so if you got a job for us, we're going to take that job and do that thing. But, this is kind of something we all play together as a band doing cover stuff, because in Vegas, if you're a band and or if you're a musician and you would like to continue paying your rent playing music, you must play Jesse's Girl. So we do all that too, but this is way more, I'm very much looking forward to this, if you can't tell.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So is this going to be not only the debut of the CD, but is it going to be the first Hellenbacks live performance?
Yeah. We've done it.
That's a little scary.
Yeah, very.
We've been called out at the cover gigs. Like we've been called out, like, hey, like they put a $20 tip in the bucket, and they're like, Hellenback original, and so we've been put on the spot where we have to do it. But which we had no problem with at all.
Yeah. I happen to know that one.
You're gonna pay us for our original.
Yeah.
You got it.
And that's a weird dynamic too, because then you've got these folks who kind of, because you're out playing and on the strip somewhere, and you've got all these tourists, and they're kind of digging your vibe. But there's always like a couple of people there that actually they don't care about the cover thing. They're actually a fan of the band.
Yeah.
So and then they come up, and it's always weird. It's like, hey man, I'll give you guys $20 if you play one of your songs. It's like, damn, we need to just start doing that.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the tip jar is going to be out in front of the gig there?
Exactly, and I believe you can go both ways. You can pay higher to get us to stop playing the song, and then you can counteroffer to get, like I said, man, I like bologna sandwiches and ramen too.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are going to do some stuff live here in studio with us tonight. We're also going to do some more tracks off of the album Vampires in the Desert. If you tuned in earlier, you heard It's All Right already on the show.
Yeah.
So what's the writing process for you guys, given that you're all busy with other stuff?
That's Jimmy.
I start off basically, and I structure it out. I write basically like the skeleton of it, And then I get all these guys in to throw the meat on it, you know, the bones, the arteries, the heart, you know.
It's very cool. Yeah, Jimmy is a very good producer. It's a pleasure to. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've played on, but the greatest thing a musician could ask for is to get to play on great songs. I'm very fortunate. Sure. Todd Kearns writes great songs. Jimmy writes great songs. You know, so it's the greatest thing in the world. It's like, hey, I've got this great song. You want to play your vibe on it? And to have someone actually want to hear my vibe is always a plus.
But it's like, you know, you have this skeleton that starts off, but it becomes its own Frankenstein after they all start. Their personalities shine through this music. Like if you take one of the guys out the group, you'll hear the difference. Like if someone else was on the drums,
oh yeah, for sure,
it's different.
There's a sound.
So you're announcing the new drummer right here.
Yes, the new drummer is not this guy.
Hey, what?
No, anybody on the planet would be proud to have Al behind the kit, because not only does he bring his A game when he plays, he's an absolute doll to be around. He's just a great energy. I always think of Al as like, you know that I'm going to throw you under the bus. You know that scene in Star Wars, you know, where Billy D. Williams looks at that guy and that guy goes, that's Al, man, all the time.
Well,
He's just happy guy.
His nickname is Smiley.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you just kind of.
That's one of his nicknames. Yeah. You know, but like their personalities shine through the music. Like I mean, like plug your ears, Doc.
Oh no, talk to me. I'll be like I'm not here.
You know. Doc's a very talented player, you know, and his flavor on, like, he does stuff on there where me and Al are just looking at each other going like, whoa, like, you know.
So it brings a different depth to.
Yeah.
Which of the songs on here would you say showcases Doc's contributions best?
Dance. I mean, a lot of them, because, like, I really gave him a lot of room. Like, I gave him a lot of canvas to paint on. And that was, like, you know, one of the main goals, like, when, you know, I really wanted to showcase a lot of his, you know, his playing. Like, he does, like, I want to say, what, like 70% of the 70% of the solos on the record, and then I do the other 30.
It's very cool working with another guitar player, and the fact that so many so many players, at least in my experience of what I've seen, so many players, guitar players, will play the exact same thing. And I've always thought, why? I mean, you've got two players, you should be in different, that's what gives, like, Appetite for Destruction. There's definite Izzy part, there's a definite Slash part, or the Stones, there's definitely Keith, there's definitely Beatles, Lennon, you know, I mean, it's two guitar players, I like to work like that. Somewhere in the 80s, it became like, okay, we just all play the same thing.
Well, it was like,
why did you do that?
It was bar chord Barry. It's just like,
yeah. So it was cool to kind of go into, and I consider myself a professional music listener. I don't just go, okay, I'm a metal guy, or I'm a punk guy, or and I'm a country guy. I mean, if it's good, I'm into it, and I listen to it and dissect it and try to understand its music. Music is very special to me. So. This is a very special band because to me it is very musical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we play Dance With Me and highlight that? Is there anything special you want to say about this song before
this tune, Dance With Me? No, it's good.
No. it's a good party summertime song.
Say again, what do you got over there?
Oh, this or number one?
Get up on the microphone and say that, Smiley.
I think it was number one for a while. What is it now?
It's number 2 right now, but it was for
on what, Spotify or something?
One of them PlayStations.
One of those places. I don't know if we can say things. No? Yeah, it's on something, man.
See, I didn't do it.
Laurie, get us out!
Laurie, I didn't do it.
Here's the Hellenbacks live in studio with me.
Get us out!
Dance With Me on the Homegrown Show. That's the Hellenbacks, Dance With Me, the name of that one. You can find that on the brand spanking new album, Vampires in the Desert, available over at Vamped at the CD release party this Friday. It's a free show. It's going to start at 9:30. Saints of Las Vegas opening up. And I'm assuming that's one of the songs we're going to hear out there on Friday.
You were going to hear that whole album and maybe a little more.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right.
Maybe a little more.
Jesus, why don't you?
Oh.
Yes.
Speaking of teasing, we're going to do some acoustic stuff live here in studio. First, though, a quick break. Don't go far.
Ab Miller for the UNLV Alumni Association.
It's a 21 and over show. So, Doc Ellis here with me, and he's been in here enough to know the drill. You'd think, anyway.
You'd think.
So the drill is when I have a band in here for a CD release party, you have to offer a special deal only for listeners of the Homegrown Show who go out, and it's only good the night of the CD release party if they go out to Vamped for your CD release party. What are you going to give if they mention that they heard this interview on the Homegrown Show?
I'll tell you this, I'm going to up the ante a little bit. We were going to go with 8, but let's make it a full 10, all right?
Okay.
So, for the first 10 comp listeners that walk into Vamped and go up to the merch table and mention, I'm going to say your name, and mention your name, we'll give away a free CD.
Nice.
Yeah.
A free Vampires in the Desert album.
Vampires
full
in the
album.
Desert. A
and
full
a free
album.
show. You can't beat that.
You
Get there
cannot. You
No.
can't beat it with a shillelagh.
early. Even if you were Irish and a leprechaun.
It's true, it's true.
But there's none of them here in unless maybe O'Shea's, but you guys are playing at Vamp. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so you're good.
We're good. We're good. So the first 10
First 10
listeners,
people that come in and mention me,
that's right.
and
Yeah.
that they heard the interview with the Hellenbacks tonight, will get a free copy of the CD, free 99.
That's
Free
right. Free 99.
All
We
right.
will not be eating ramen that night.
Ah.
All right, so we want to do some live stuff here while we have time. I want you guys to tell me a little bit about the song you're going to do, which is going to be on the album as well.
See,
Yeah.
and you will also be. We are going to play that entire album, like I said, plus some special guests. Or you set up the song.
Oh, digging the likes of you. It's
Is this a bromance?
It's a tight family.
Not anymore.
Oh. there it is. Zing.
Bam! What's up? Nice. Well done. Well
Yeah.
played. Well played, Lord.
Very, very, very well played.
Now, what the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, I lost it. Oh, the digging likes of you. Oh, it just it's a tune that popped out. I was playing my acoustic on the couch, and it just popped out, and
Don't keep saying that.
out of my hands. That's even worse.
You're not helping.
And we went through 2 stages at first. At first, it had a tempo change. And then I threw it over to Al. I bounced it off of Al. And Al was like, he goes, I think we should just keep it an acoustic, jam. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was just like, you know what? It would sound amazing if Sean Coy was singing harmonies behind me through the whole song. And so that's all it is. And it's really, it's like a 2.5-minute song, but it's just...
And that's not going to happen tonight, by the way, because she's where? In Germany?
She's in Germany, and I had let her know that we were on the air and thinking that she would, call in on the technology that is the phone, and she could sing her parts, but apparently, no, she's doing something.
It'd be funny
Sleeping,
singing.
probably.
I would
with the
hope
time
so,
difference.
yeah.
Right.
All right, so live in studio, the Hellenbacks are going to perform a brand new song, debuting it here.
Debuting it.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we've done it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Homegrown Show.
All right, Al, that's you to count off.
All right.
Come on, Smiley.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I've seen all types in the fast lane, coming down like a wrecking train. Made mistakes with the wrong name, but I'm digging the likes of you. Mama told me I'm intense, man. Creating mine, no one understands. I'm done with hustling in the dirty tramp, but I'm digging the likes of you. You ain't bought thinking you weather those storms in June, February too. Give me a chance, cause I'm digging the likes of you.
Get him, Adrian.
Papa told me I'm in town now, creating mind and a working hand. Swing with the best in from a country land, but I'm there. to you. You see the sign, but you can't decide. Think the grass is greener on the other side. Mama, take a look, girl, with open eyes. But I'm digging the likes of you. You ain't perfect and you weather those storms in June. February too. Give me a chance, cause I'm digging the likes of you. Chance, cause I'm digging the likes of you. Mom and mom just calling into those midnight blues. Living it is blue. Give me a chance, cause I'm digging the likes of you.
Very nice.
Wow, tasty.
Hellenbacks live in
Someone's going to
studio.
use that name. I put it there for a reason.
The egg shaker.
Well done. Well done.
Thank
You
you.
laughed when I said I was bringing my egg.
You want to jump on that one?
Yeah.
What? Hey, wait!
I didn't realize you were ovulating.
Whoa! I'm staying in the safe zone on those.
That's what I was saying. Come on, it's getting nothing but good.
We're going to take a quick break, come back, and do some more with the Hellenbacks. Don't
Saw them before they were signed. For almost 2 decades, the Homegrown Show with Laurie Steele.
He has lovely eyes, don't you think?
Sunday nights at 10.
Well, to tell you the truth, I hadn't noticed them myself.
Only on Comp 92.3, the rock station.
Welcome back to the Homegrown Show. I'm Laurie Steele. In studio with me, the Hellenbacks.
Yes.
They're doing their senior release party this Friday over at Vamp. It's going to be a really good time. It's a free show if you have nothing else going on, or even if you do, go down and check out their show. And if you're one of the first 10 people there that mentioned that you heard this interview, they're going to hook you up with a brand spanking new free copy of the new album, Vampires in the Desert. So I've been meaning to ask you this before you get away from me. The name Hellenbacks. Where's that come from?
Well, the Hellenbacks first came from, I build the guitars that me and Doc use, and they're made from 100-year-old barnwood, and I named them after my grandmother. She just recently passed away a couple months ago. But I named before.
I can't make fun of anything.
No,
man. You just sucked
I totally,
the wind
I
right
just
out
killed
of
it.
you.
No, it's okay. Wait for it. Wait for it. No, but I made them and I named the guitars, Hellenbacks. And the whole thing about the Hellenbacks was because I put so much, love into these guitars, where it's just like I don't want anyone playing these. I want people that actually have been to Hellenbach, and but the name came from my grandmother, who changed her name to Helen Black. Back in the day, she was a bad girl. She was, in downtown LA. We 7 years old, we hung out in her local bar, all me and my brothers and sisters. She was a badass.
A bad
No.
A
I
bad
think we can do that one.
Yeah. Anyway, she changed her name. I forget what age it was, but she, yanked out all her teeth and give me false teeth and changed my name to Helen Black. And so, and she taught me a lot of things. She helped raise me with my mom. And she taught me a lot of things, some good, some bad. And so when we were coming up with the name for the band, we couldn't come up with anything.
It was pretty easy. Jimmy had built me this guitar, and he built him one too. And when he gave it to me, it had a Fender logo on it. And I go, I don't want that logo on it. Why are you advertising for someone else? Come up with a logo and put that on there, and I'll advertise for you. And then he goes, well, how about Hellenbach? And it was like, well, there's the name of the guitar, there's the name of the album, there's the name of every damn thing. And then when we were recording the video for All Right, when Jimmy was setting everything up, it was me and Coos and Al and Jimmy, and everyone's wearing black and everyone's pasty white, and just the color contrast against the desert. I had said, I'm sitting on my butt, hey, I look like a bunch of damn vampires in the desert. Boom. There you go.
And that's how that
was
came
it.
about.
So
Very
Yeah.
organic. yes.
very.
Yeah.
The Hellenbacks.com, more info on upcoming gigs, and you can get I'm assuming you can get the CD there as well.
Yes. Yes, you
Okay.
can download
I want to
it.
do one more track off it. One that I really liked when I was listening to the album before you guys came in. This one features Sean
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
A song called
not a feature.
California Bound. Is there a story with this one?
There's a personal story for me. One, before Sean was featured all the time, and Sean's always. It's funny. I tell Sean all the time that she needs to change her name to Featuring Sean Coey because everything's featuring Sean Coey, and now we've just made her part of the damn band, so there's no more featuring. She's just a Hellenbacks song.
Right.
For me, this song is very special. It's one of my favorite songs of all time because from the very opening chord when I first heard it, it put me on a beach. It put me with a hat on. I mean, it sets a vibe and it sets a tone. And it's very. I like the song a lot, and of course, her singing it makes it awesome.
Is she going to be back for the CD release party?
Sean comes back tomorrow in the middle of rehearsal, and if she's a tough girl that I think she is, she's going to get off the plane and go straight to rehearsal, and then go home.
Well, because the reason I ask is because the vibe of this song is like really different from a lot of the other stuff, and seeing it live seems like it might be. I don't know if it would be as easy to pull off live.
This this band at rehearsals is when because I dissect everything. That's the way my head works. So I'm constantly recording or watching videos, or I'm always trying to figure out where the weak spot is. This band, when we play live, sounds just like the record. The rest of it's up to the sound man. Musician-wise, it sounds just like that.
Okay.
So it's actually
Yeah.
they're good.
Yeah.
And if you can't find the weak spot, it's you.
It's me. It's always
Right.
me. That's my secret. I surround myself with great players.
California Bound, the name of the song. It's brand new music here on the Homegrown Show from the Hellenbacks.
We talk about this all the time, like